2E0XVX welcoming you to my shack. Got a couple of weather stations, mains power kill switch that complies with Ofcom's rules and regulations, little present in the XYL, and then we move on over to the radio workbench station. First I've got my World Atlas all framed up. I've got a gas sensor up on the top here for doing farting too much. And then let's come and sit down at the radio bench station. I've got my monitor, which I normally leave it running on MMDVM. Let's zoom in off. Yeah, that's my MMDVM dashboard. I have it on last heard, so I can, I can be looking at my last herds. I've got it on wide angle, so you can all see. Had some nice mugs made them up myself with Adobe Photoshop. Yeah, then we move on up. MMDVM hotspot, built this myself, put a little Nexian screen on it. You can see there, it's got a cooling fan on the top to keep the processor of the Pi running nice and cool. 40 amp linear power supply, gives a nice bit of power to some of these. Right, we move on over here. We've got a Hytera MD785 DMR radio. Then we go down below that, we have a Motorola GM350 4-meter radio. Below that we've got the MFJ 993B antenna tuner. That goes with my 7100. And we've got the main unit for my 5100, a lovely ICOM IC290D 2-meter radio. The main unit for my 7100 is just there. And then we've got the head unit for the 5100 here and my keyboard, so I've got everything to hand just in front of you. Then moving on over, we have another 40 watt power supply, I should say, another linear one. Get that right in a minute. Then we've got 3 sound fobs, 3 Raspberry Pis. These are M0 AQC sound fobs. Thank you very much, Alan, for those. Little neon sign that lights up at night time. Got a digital clock that I made. Then we've got the 4-meter NOV, the 70 centimeter NOV, and the 2-meter NOV. These are my All-Star Gateway repeaters. I've got a homebrew cooling kit here, which blows cooled air onto the back of the cooling fans. And then we move on over to a selection of handhelds. So I've got all sorts of Baofeng analog radios. I've got my ICOM 51D there handheld. I've got a Waction 4-meter handheld, another Baofeng. I've got a Hytera PD785 DMR radio, and then a selection of homebrew kits. Oh, and don't forget I have also my that's my IRC DDB Gateway app for my MMDVM kit. And then down this side on these shelves I've got a few spare Motorola radios and some other bits and bobs. A couple of G7 RPGs All-Star nodes there, some mobile ones, and some little projects that I do. And then we move on down a bit further down. These are all my components. I've got resistors, transistors, capacitors, you name it, I've got it in there. Everything, switches, heat shrink, connectors, and some other bits and bobs along the bottom there. I program all my own 80 mega chips via the Arduino stuff. Let's move on around to this side. I've got a whiteboard. I keep my stuff on there from Ofcom, my licenses and my NOVs, complying with UK rules. I've got my 2 certificates over here, my foundation one and my intermediate radio clock up on there. And then we come round to this side. I've got security CCTV, a nice little logo I've had made up there. And we come round to the, let's move on down now to the workstation. This is where I do all my programming up here. I do all sorts of stuff, build projects, programming of bits and bobs anyway. So this is the workbench. Obviously I've got some nice power supplies, multimeters, sound generators, more test equipment. These are my test tools, my nice Weller power supply. Got a this anti-static mat's great for working. I've got this rubber mat as well. This is my this is the actual shack server over this side. That's purely used as a server. And then got some more mugs that I made up, and also here another one of my MMDVM boxes. This is my grey one. I've got all my test tools and stuff in the benches either side, so I can just go and get my test tools out. Got loads of bits and bobs in there, components. And then just moving on very briefly before the end, before the sun gets in there, load of test tools, test leads here. These are my test leads for my component, you know, my equipment here. And then I have my code plug leads down here for the radios. And then finally, just top it off, I can stand here and program all my bits and bobs on there. I'm just about to reprogram my TYT 380 with the latest call sign database. So this is me. Oh, forgot to tell you guys, and I won the Constructors Award at my local club as well this year. So well happy about that. So on that note, I should just spin it around, and there we go. This is a whirlwind tour of Mick's shack. 7 threes, guys.